Hello everyone, welcome to this episode of The Guido Goes Off. We're going to get right into it. Big news this week, of course, as we have found out on Raw. Basically, WWE is going to go forward and allow Matt to do, I guess in this case, be Woken. As we know, he's bringing back the character we all know and love as Broken Matt Hardy. After his defeat at the hands of Bray Wyatt, yay, Bray Wyatt won a match. Always good. He began to vigorously do the delete gesture, and has then since then been accompanied by a couple of videos where you see a certain somebody hand him his coat of battle, and he has gotten into a Twitter conversation with another member of the Broken Universe, Vanguard 1. So, as we can tell, at least two parts of this will be brought in as well. Definitely Vanguard 1, as well as, more than likely, Senor Benjamin. Always great to see Senor Benjamin. And hopefully this time he'll get paid. You know, because Impact never did. This all comes after a very interesting series of events. For those of you who don't know, last month, I think midway last month, Matt had refiled for the trademark for the Broken gimmick. It was then, it then came about that it looked like Impact wasn't, this time, Impact wasn't even going to put up a fight. They were going to let him do it. In fact, in a statement released by Ed Nordholm, the head of Anthem Wrestling Exhibitions, I think, the part of Anthem that runs Impact, he said that they were going to work it into contracts and what have you, that they were going to let wrestlers from Impact Wrestling use their gimmicks outside of Impact Wrestling, I guess, in perpetuity. So we could see beer money in WWE, which is highly likely, James Storm said. But it really didn't, it really looks like they're going forward with this. And so, but they're going to change it to Woken instead of Broken because, of course, Vince likes to trademark things, and he probably doesn't want to be beholden to Matt Hardy, because Matt Hardy owns a trademark to the Broken gimmick. So WWE will own Woken, so that's how they're going to roll with this one. But we'll also have to see how it goes. I don't know if many of you watch another show, Real Honesty. But I did pose a question during his Q&A to John Ritlin how he thought WWE would use the Broken gimmick. Well, all I can say is, as long as it's not made terribly long term. I mean, it was clearly one of the best things in the final days of the Dixie Carter era of TNA wrestling. That was one of the bright spots as far as TNA/Impact Wrestling was concerned. So we'll have to see what WWE does with it. You know, it was great when Matt had the creative freedom to use it, but we all know how WWE likes to screw things up, so again, as always, with everything WWE does, cautious optimism. Moving on to the next order of business, it looks like another Impact talent has asked for their release, and this is actually coming as quite a surprise. For those of you who have read recently, I believe it was this week, Laurel Van Ness, who, spoilers, recently became the Knockouts champion in Impact. End of spoilers. has asked for her release from the company. As we know, she has worked for the company for at least about 2, 3 years. Um, it's interest. It's she's been interesting. Now she's a very talented wrestler, and um, her character has been very, very interesting to say the least. But it'll be interesting to see where she goes forward. For those of you who don't know, actually, Chelsea Green, who portrays Laurel Van Ness, she is actually, as of the time I heard about this, she is dating current WWE superstar Zack Ryder, who's having other relationship issues. And so it's a possibility that she might get a tryout with WWE. I mean, don't get me wrong, they just loaded up on women, but hey, we could always use more, right? The more the merrier. Yeah. Be great to see that. No word yet on whether or not her release has been granted, and we hopefully will find out more. Of course, when I find out, you find out. Moving on, a stalwart in the world of WWE is leaving the company. The WWE music director, Jim Johnston, is leaving WWE after 32 years with the company. This man has created some of the most iconic music in wrestling history. Um, he worked also with a lot of different artists to, like I said, create everything. Because as we all know, the entrance music is that it gives you that knowledge. This guy's coming, we should pop. This guy's coming, we should boo. And his work has just become so integral in not just WWE, in wrestling altogether. And it's a shame, really, to see him leaving. For those of you who don't know, he has spent 32 years as the head of WWE's music, writing and producing the entrance themes. He's also did some other projects with WWE and elsewhere. It's being said that it was basically just simply agreed upon that the time had come, and so I don't know if he's retiring, but it's basically he said the time has come to leave WWE. Of course, we wish him the best. Love his work. I mean, he's made music entrance music such an integral part of wrestling. That's it's hard to see him go. Working with various house bands, including recently CFOs, who's WWE's current house band. So I guess the future of WWE's wrestling themes is in good hands, and whatever he does in the future, best of luck. Okay, another interesting thing happened. Just a couple of days ago, this happened. Luke Harper, or just now Harper. I'm sorry, I forgot that they just cut out the Luke recently. Harper left WWE's tour of. They went back down to South America to do a few more dates, and I think it's South America and Mexico, and he had to leave. It was widely speculated it was an injury, and also some kind of family emergency. Well, as it turns out, it actually was a family emergency. His wife went into premature labor, and he left to go witness the birth of his child. I want to say it's their second child, a baby boy. So congratulations to Harper and his family on their new addition. And we're glad everything's fine. For those of you that have also been keeping up on this, Rowan has not been left in the lurch. He has been teaming recently with the newly heel-turned Mojo Rawley. Which, yeah. So, I don't know how this is going to affect SmackDown, whether or not he's going to be there this week. So, great for them, and hopefully the best of luck for him and his family. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of The Guido Goes Off. As always, North and I thank you for watching. So what do you think of the... Ooh, okay, all right, she's had enough. So what do you think of the topics I covered on this episode? As always, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. And as always, you can talk to me via my social media. Heck, follow if you want. Sometimes, I just have interesting conversations out of thin air. And as always, please like this video, share it with everyone you know, and if not, you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get 100 by WrestleMania. That'd be just awesome if we could do that. And so, until next time, I'm the Guido, and I think we're done here.